All right, boys, well, the time has arrived. We've finally done it. We've got clear and base coat on the truck. 6 coats of clear. Base coat looks good. We just need to do some cutting and buffing, but let's get into it. All right, well, we finally reached the critical moment. I can't put this off anymore. We've got to put some color on. I've got like 4 days before the weather gets to the point I cannot paint this thing without a controlled booth, and I don't want to go into that hassle of having to take all my parts and find a place and take it apart, put it together, tape it up at someone else's place. So what are we gonna do? Let's look at the bumper. I think I'm gonna just do this. I got a base coat called Jet Black. The plan is, I know we were kind of going back and forth, was we're gonna do black accents with the bumper, the handles, the mirrors, and that's it, and they'll match the wheels. I was debating on the grill. I saw a truck with the grill painted, everything same color, and it looked really good. So I'm gonna go the whole truck deep impact blue, black accents with the bumper, the rear view mirrors, the handles. So we'll make a bed with the composite decking, and we'll paint that same black color. So that's the plan. Let's give this base coat. I've got the new Eastwood CC 500 for the base coat clear coat. I cleaned it all up, it's ready to go. Let's put 3 to 4 light coats with this base coat. My only concern is this isn't all the same color. So I sanded through to the epoxy primer. The high build primer is the light gray stuff, and the epoxy direct to metal is the white stuff. I've sanded it all down to basically 500-600 grit. It's perfectly smooth, everything looks good. I'm not putting a sealer on, which a lot of time guys do to get it all one color. Hopefully these colors aren't like translucent or transparent where you can see through them, but I think 3 to 4 coats should look good. I'm going to put 3 coats on. We'll get all the dust nibs with like 1000 grit, just real light, tack cloth it, and then put the 4th coat on, and we'll let it wait for, I think 30 minutes is what it says, and then we'll put the probably 3 or 4 coats of clear coat on. So let's give it a shot. So let's put 1 more coat. We're gonna do 3 coats, or however much I have left in my gun here. We've got a little bit of clear left in the old gun, so I think I got at least 1. If I am confident I could do 1 more after that, do a total of 4 coats, I'll do that too. So let's do it. All right, so we've got the 2nd coat of clear on. It's looking pretty slick. I forgot to turn on the camera, so we did 1 coat. I realized it was a little light. I could see it was a little blotchy. You want to lay down clear, kind of medium wet, not let it completely dry, leave it tacky. So that's kind of what we did. I think I timed it right, but I don't know if you guys can see on camera, looks pretty good. I really wanted this black to match the gloss black of the wheels, which looking at it right now, it's definitely looking pretty slick. So I'm trying to see if this thing tacked up yet. I don't want a stringer, I just want it to be tacky. Got a little bit extra clear coat that's kind of pulled down towards the recession of the bumper. And that looks stringy, but all the way up into the actual bumper up where the surface is flat, it is it's just tacky and it doesn't string off, which you don't want to apply it when it's stringy. You want to reapply when it's tacky. So let's do it. She looks slick. A few little dust nibs, but I don't think anything we can't buff out. So let me show you guys how we clean this gun out. I'll show you real quick. Clear coat, I think you got to clean it out a little bit better because that clear coat can really gum stuff up. So let me get this set up and we'll take a look here. I'll just pull it apart. So all right, well, quick little overview how you clean these guns up. This is a CC 500 from Eastwood. It's a mid-grade. Pulling off the little adapter cap, the PPS or whatever they're called in the top, where you can use those cups that just attach, and spraying everything in acetone. All the little holes, orifices, everything. So I take the cap off, get the threads. I'm screwing the air cap off the front now, just spraying out. There's little holes in there that kind of disperse the stream correctly. Making sure none of that stuff's gummed up and I don't have any residue on anything. Again, acetone I like to use because it eats through that clear coat, which is hard to see. Pulling the rear fluid control adjustment off and that needle comes out right behind it. Again, wiping that down with the acetone. Not a lot of adjustments in this thing. Really, it's all the fluid stuff there, and then I'm going to pull the front fluid tip off, which is also just a 1.3. Clean the orifices of that, and that is pretty much it. Once I get these little pieces, I'll just take the gun and kind of spray it down. They're chrome finish, so nothing should really stick to them if you get to it right after you spray. And I grab it and just kind of spray the gun down and get all inside the orifices where I took those fluid tips and controls off, and spray it down and wipe it down with clean paper, and then put it back together. I'll put a little acetone in the top where the cup goes and spray a little through it with air, and then I'm basically good to go for the next job. So these will last a lifetime. I think I paid maybe $400 for it, so I think it's worth it. We'll see. Time will tell. All right, guys, it is the next morning. The bumper looks pretty dang good. Let's go take a look. Check this out. I don't know if you guys can see in the gloss in the garage or not. But man, she looks good. Biggest thing I wanted to do here, let me do this. I've got these fluorescent lights up in my garage. Let's shut it and see if I can get them to hit. Yeah, oh, perfect. My two lights are out right there. Well, anyway, you guys get the point. Bumper looks good. It's real glossy. It's gonna match the gloss wheels that have the Mustang, those performance pack wheels. So I think the color match for the black accent is gonna look really good. A few little problems I had. I don't know if you guys can see it. Got a little bit of trash and dust nibs. Not a big deal. We can wet sand that out. But a stinking bug flew in right here. Let me see that. He flew in. He looks kind of deep, but we can buff it out too. I mean, I put, oh, what do we got? There's another little guy there. There's some little stuff which, to be honest, is expected. when you're painting a car, especially your garage.
Can't do it.
Huh? Oh, good job. You ate both your apples. Nice work. Okay, go throw them in the garbage. Oh wait, you didn't eat both of them? There's half of that one. You gotta eat this one and then the back side of that. Eat those. You're covering up the spot you didn't eat. Bang! You cheater. Dad, eat that and then I'll give you your Danish.
I was just saying I gave up.
You gave up? You're not a quitter. You don't give up. What was I talking about? Oh, wet sanding and stuff. We can get that stuff up. You're gonna get a little bit of trash. I mean, even in paint booths, you're gonna get trash. So don't get too beat up on it. We can definitely wet sand that out and get them out.
One apple in the trash because it fell on the ground.
Okay. What are we gonna do today? We're gonna try to get the interior painted. So we're gonna wet sand everything in here on the interior. We already did actually. Well, we sanded it down to 600 dry. So we're gonna get probably 600 wet, maybe 800 wet. We're gonna get the panels that are exposed. A lot of this stuff is gonna be covered by bodywork, by interior panels. So we've got the paneling there is gonna be exposed along the window down there. You've got the A-pillars. You've got up here, you've got the, headliner there, right where the headliner reaches, same with there. So really there's not a whole lot, hold on buddy. Really there's not a whole lot of this exposed. I mean, I'm gonna have all the carpet down here and then the interior shop's gonna build panels that run basically right under this roll bar. So really it's just gonna be these parts, here, 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 A-pillars. And then the important part, and also the difficult part, is going to be these jams. So we got to tape all the jams. I'm thinking I'm going to tape right on the edge here and sheet everything else so we can get this whole thing painted. I wish I would have ensured these are 100% where they need to go. This one is, that one I don't think was. So we're going to paint everything the blue. I was thinking about making these black, but I think it'd just stick out too much, look silly. So we're going to go with the blue on everything. But yeah, let's get it all taped. We're going to wet sand the interior, get it ready for paint. And same with the jams and interior. We're going to get the bottom side of the hood. I was thinking about doing the inside of the tailgate. I'll probably just try to hang the tailgate up in the garage and we'll do it all at once, so I won't need to do the back side first. And then we're going to do the underside of the doors. So all the interior stuff should be done. Tape everything up and then let it dry for a day. We'll untape it and then reverse mask it, and we're going to spray everything on the exterior. So first things first, we got to clean up the garage real good. I'm not going to make a paint booth in my garage when I do the interior, because I think we can clean it up real good and it's not gonna have a lot of stuff that's gonna get around with just the interior spray. Well, we didn't make it. It is 6:30, gets dark in 30 minutes. I got all the base down, and it's gonna take me, shoot, an hour and a half to clear. That's 15 minutes between each coat. I wanna put at least 4 coats. I'll try to put more on if I can. So I think we'll be all right though. I got 2 days. Per the technical data sheet, we can wait up to 24 hours before we clear coat. So my last coat of base was about 5 o'clock. I should be able to clear tomorrow at like noon. So I'll be plenty within that window. Plus it'll give me the opportunity to get these dust nibs. So I'll let it all dry up. I'll just lightly move along all the panels with 1000 grit and then kind of get dust nibs and anything that's kind of stuck on the surface. And then we will use a tack rag and kind of wipe everything to clean it up with the tack rag. One more coat of base on the doors and the interior, and then we can apply the clear in full coats of clear. The next day we'll be able to pull everything off, remask it for exterior spray. So I think that'll be good. I don't want to rush and be putting on clear coat and when it was dark out, so that would have been stupid. So the color, I don't know if you guys can tell, it looks kind of purple. It's kind of dark purple. Hard to tell. I was worried when I saw this color. I saw a few of them that looked purple. I didn't want it to look purple. I want it to look dark, dark blue, almost black, to the point I was almost going to mix some black shade in with it or make sure my primer coat was dark. But the difference with this and when we put clear on it, I guarantee it's going to be super dark. A lot of times the colors look almost completely different when you put clear on it. So I think when we get clear on this tomorrow, it's going to be really dark, richen up, and look really good. So overall, the bodywork wise, I'm happy with it. We got everything down to 600 grit wet on the interior even. So there's some metalwork here that is not going to be perfect, but overall I think it looks really good. Really, the inside panels here, you guys can't really see that, but all right, I'm going to start kind of prepping everything for tomorrow's clear coat, get those doors in, and then we'll pick this back up tomorrow with the clear coat. Well, we've had a change of plans. Hold on, let me turn this fan off so you can hear me. All right, well, got everything in the garage. I don't like how this is like paint sheeting. I was thinking automotive, like this stuff, which you can see there's 3M and it says, you know, paint to this side where the paint adheres to this. This stuff, it flakes off of. So my whole interior has that on it. I was gonna scuff it with 1000 grit, do a one more coat and then clear it. But I'm afraid when I start blowing in here with my spray gun, it is going to get this flake everywhere. So really there's no dust nibs. I got a few right here on the rocker. If you look at this side, you can kind of see where I sanded it. You've got some little dust nibs here, but really other than that, there's nothing up here on the A-pillar, up where the visors are at or anything like that. So really, I think I'm just gonna get a little coat, coverage coat with the metallic, what's it called, the drop coat or whatever, and just hit those rockers where I kind of scuffed it. And ooh, my face looks, I look rough, boys. So I'm just gonna hit it real quick with another coat where I scuffed it, give it my 30-minute flash time, and then clear the interior and the doors. I don't think that I have to touch up on anything. I've got some tack rag. We'll run through and tack rag it after we, well, yeah, we'll tack it. Maybe let it sit for like an hour or so, and then we'll run along here and get all this overspray and whatnot off the truck. So getting a little bit, but that's the plan. I want to get this cleared tonight. I want to see what this looks like, so let's do it. All right, well, it's the next day and everything has been here for, I don't know, what, 12 hours or so. So let's get all this masking off. It's going to be another 24 total hours before we can wet sand anything. Came out pretty good. All the horizontal surfaces, we've got a little bit of trash, just little dust nibs and stuff. Nothing I don't think I can just buff out, so we'll get to that where we'll buff this paint out here. But overall, pretty happy. It's kind of chilly outside, so I'm just going to open up one of my side doors, or the third car halfway, turn the heater on, and let's pull all this masking off of this bad boy. Get ready to paint exterior, which is gonna really be cool. So today or tomorrow, gotta get it done. And then all the black accent stuff too, so let's get after it. Got all of the masking off. Man, that feels good. I think with the black carpet, our black roll bar, once we have all our leather, the console's finalized. I'm debating on the stitching if I'm going to do a blue or a white stitching to match the piping in the Corbeau seats, but I like it. I pulled all the masking off. It was getting a little crinkled up from all of the just multiple spraying on the engine compartment, so we'll spray down. I want to wet sand the whole body 600. See, we're working out of the 3-car garage here, but we've still got the auto bake feature, so we're baking off these parts. Take a look at the doors. Out in the sunlight you can see the metallic a little bit better. Well, I can anyway. I don't know if you guys can. But man, it looks good. Let me get a few different angles here, if you guys can pick it up or not. They look real good though. I like them. Or I like the deep impact. The metallic is real, kind of changes colors, and it's real rich and deep. So I do have a little bit of trash on the horizontal surfaces. It looks like it's pretty minimal though, and we did 4 coats of clear. So 4 or 5, can't remember. So I should be able to buff all of those out. And then we got the bumper. This is the jet black. It's all dusty, but this looks really good too. And it matches what our wheels are, which is a big thing. I may just scuff the wheels and re-clear all the wheels too, just so the gloss matches on everything. But overall, yeah, pretty happy. We've got a lot of work. I think I'm gonna pull the exhaust off just so when I spray I can get up in there. Truth be told, I'm redoing this exhaust too. I like the tips, they're Z06 tips, but the exhaust, I want to do pie cuts and make it really tight. And then obviously we're going to finalize all this stuff, but we do have some other metal work to do. It's stuff that isn't going to affect the paint job, and we had to get ripping on this paint because I just don't have the weather for it. So it was now or never. We had to do it. The plan on these edges, on these doors and everything else, is we kind of painted just over the lip. I'm going to sand this down just so it's flush. Got to be careful on the edges too. It's real easy to burn through. But get all this just sanded. We're going to install the doors, and then we can base clear over that. We'll put some foam in here and tape so it doesn't get spray back in there inside the new paint. And then same kind of thing for the dash or the cab. We just got a little bit of just over the lip here, or right on the lip. We'll sand this down, put the doors on. This A-pillar got some because we had to get the inside, so had no choice but to kind of leave this exposed. So a little bit of sanding. We'll get it all back down to the primer, wet sand everything, get the edges perfect, tape everything off, pull the exhaust. So we should be good to paint tonight or this afternoon. Most likely we're gonna have everything 100%. I don't want to rush, and then I can paint tomorrow. I'll turn on my garage heater and kind of get the metal temp to the right temp, and we'll paint tomorrow. The body, we are going to paint the underside of the hood today because we have to, because tomorrow we're gonna have to flip it over and paint the hood when we paint the rest of the cab so it all matches. Fenders are ready to go. Front grill's ready to go. Rear tailgate, we're gonna hang from the door so I can paint the front and back same time, and then we'll install it. Overall though, I think that's the plan. Oh, one thing I realized with this full face mask over here, what a pain in the ass. So this was literally just misting, like spraying my face really bad, to the point I was just getting straight shot of base coat and clear, like right in my eyeballs, all over my face. So I got this full face mask, and it instantly, the base was okay. It'd fog up and get base on it, and I could wipe it down with wax and grease remover. Dude, the clear coat was not. I couldn't get it off, and I tried obviously acetone on this. It is not good for the plastic. It'll kind of, you know, tear it down. But I couldn't get it off, so basically ruined this. Halfway through painting my clear, luckily it was on the second, third, or maybe even the fourth coat, I had to use my open face respirator. Where's it at? And the damn cartridge fell off. Literally fell off as I was leaned into the cab. I can't find it now. It's somewhere in here. But you know, basically it's just the cartridge, or the half face that fits my for respirations. It doesn't cover my eyes. But one of the cartridges was loose and fell off, and literally fell right on the truck. So it could have been worse. I'll show you guys what it did. It left this one line you can see in the light right there. I should be able to buff that out. Luckily it didn't like fall and make 40 different little indents. It just hit and fell right in the middle. I was like, man, you gotta be kidding me. So that stuff happens. Bottom line, you can't what if stuff forever. I have a tendency to do that where I'll overanalyze things and just every detail, because this is the second paint job I've done, and to be honest, I don't know what I'm doing a lot of times. I'll get on YouTube and look at professionals and see what they do and kind of hash over and then make a plan, and then you just got to go. Don't overanalyze. Even if you make little mistakes, the stuff you learn from just doing and going through the whole process, next time you've got all that stuff in your wheelhouse and you know how to do it. That's how you learn. So don't overanalyze stuff to the point you're not getting work done and worried about it being too critical, or worried about the details to the point you're so critical on yourself you can't take action. So do the research, make a plan, and get after it. That's the word for today, but let's keep going. Alright, well, fortunately didn't get any footage shooting the base. It's currently 6:30, it's starting to get cold and dropping below 70, so I'm gonna have to do the clear tomorrow and we'll do part 3. Good and bad, wasn't perfect. Had the third car set up over here where the paint booth and the 2 car. Had a little snafu where this bike was hanging from racks up there, and right when I started painting, or one coat in, the thing fell down. This sheeting, as you can see, I started clamping it back away from this because the way the air was blowing, I thought I had it set, but apparently I didn't. So this sheeting flew into the truck or got to about here and flung some water on the door. And it, you know, obviously we can't get water on this right after the first base. So I let it sit about an hour, sanded it with 1000 grit, hit it with a tack cloth, and actually I think I saved it. So I was super pissed off because I was thinking, man, this, I don't know if I'm gonna come back from this, but it worked out. So we got, man, probably close to 4 and 5 coats on everything. It's all covering pretty good. Other than the hood, there's some spots where it kind of looks dull where the primer was. As long as it's the same color, once I put clear on, I think everything will get uniform. So I'm a little worried about that, but overall, it looks pretty dang good in base. You guys know after doing the interior, you go from base to clear, it's going to be sharp. So 6:30, I can get up tomorrow, heat the garage up real good so the metal's hot, and maybe try to get at it like at 10 o'clock when it's, you know, in 55, or sorry, like 65 or so, but the heater's been kicking this metal and warmed everything up. I think that'll suffice. Problem is I got to pull this stuff out, so I don't know, we'll see. I got family visiting, so I don't want to be painting in my garage all day, but it is what it is. So we'll catch back up tomorrow when we can clear coat this thing, and hopefully I'll get footage of us spraying the clear coat. All right, we back. We are clear coating this bad boy. No more, I don't know what we're on, take 3, 4, I don't know. So we got everything prepped, kind of wiped everything down with the little tack rag here. Just got all the dust and overspray and whatnot on all the horizontal surfaces. So got a decent amount, have everything ready to go, and we're gonna run clear, maybe 4 or 5 coats, whatever we can get to get that done. So we'll see. I'll set you guys up on time lapse and see what you can get, and then I'll for sure get the end. Once we have everything cleared, I will shoot the video again. So I think I've only got maybe 75% battery, so I'll set it up, see what we can get, try to get in a good spot where you're not going to get a bunch of clear coat on the lens, but do this and let's see. All right, fellas, well, we have clear coat finally. So good and the bad. What we did is put 3 coats of the clear. Overall looks pretty good. We're gonna wet sand everything, so it's got a little orange peel, but not really too worried about it. Really didn't get any runs. Other than we did get one little run over here. Again, we can kind of sand those down. Let me see if I can squeeze in here and show you. But got a little bit of a run here. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera. A little bit, just kind of right here. So honestly, I'd rather get a little bit of a run than spray it dry. Clear coat you want to put on, you know, medium wet, pretty heavy. So doing 3 coats, I want like 6. So the plan is, we at least got everything clear coated. Looks good. I mean, this stuff, this paint is beautiful. If you guys can see here, let me see if I can help get the camera in, but it's got a really nice metallic, beautiful, kind of real dark, almost black blue in terms of, not a huge fan of purple, but it's got a little bit of that in there, but mainly just that dark blue to black, depending if it's in the light or the shade. Looks really good. So getting the 3 coats down in a 3-car garage, or really just 2-car, that was the biggest hurdle. So we got that done. I'm happy about it. Everything laid really nice. Looks really good. So do the whole thing wet sand with 8 to get a little bit of a tooth, and then we're going to spray 3 more coats of clear, medium to wet. And that should give us a nice good foundation, nice deep rich color where you kind of can't see, but on the doors it's a little hazy. I make the problem where I sometimes, when I spray my base coat, you want that on light. A bunch of light coats, the better than heavy. Well, I get in that mindset and then I spray clear, and I think I can miscoat it. And for whatever reason, I'll dry coat some stuff where it kind of leaves a haziness. It's not a big deal. As long as you have enough coats, you just wet sand it or sand it down with 800, even 600, and then you just can recoat it, or you buff it and it'll buff right through that. So it's not a big deal. I do want at least 6 coats of clear though, so if I want to, I can really cut and buff this clear coat down to a pristine finish. So bodywork isn't, I mean, 100% show car quality. You can see some little things here and there, but overall, it looks really good, so I'm happy. It's gonna be a fun little hot rod truck, a good ripper, and the paint job it's beautiful. If I wanted to get every single thing 100%, I'd spend 6 more months all winter getting it before I painted it, and I'm just not willing to do that. That's not what I want to do here. So we made this really good quality to what I wanted. We can cut and buff it. It's going to be beautiful. Really, once we get it out in the sun and have all our black accents with the wheels, we'll have the mirrors, we'll have the handles, and then the rear tailgate handles also are black. That's going to look really sharp. So we're finally there. It's going to look better with the panels on. I wish I could do that. I want to let it sit another day and get this video edited. It'll give me a second to do that. So made a lot of good progress today. Did a lot of spraying. Hours and hours. Once you start that base coat, clear coat, it's no turning back for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. You know, I still have probably 2 to 3 hours once I put those 2 or those 3 more clear coats on, and then we'll cut and buff that stuff. But everything with all the panels on, I think that's going to look real good, and kind of give us an idea of what the deep impact blue combined with the gloss black looks like for looks, and we'll get it out in the sun. I'm really excited for that. But for now, as always, guys, that's going to end it for today. So thanks for watching, subscribing. Like if you like the video, follow along. We've got a lot of good stuff. So God bless and long live hot rodding.